Hola! Today we are going to be talking about ER and IR verb conjugations. Here's a quick preview. Y unos ejemplos. Alright, let's get to work. So conjugations are nothing new. We've seen those in the verb ser before, as well as in the previous video about AR verb conjugations, and I'll put a link in the description here to that video. But as a refresher, here we have our pronouns, singular pronouns on the left. We have yo, tú, vos, usted, él, ella, and plural pronouns over here on the right. Nosotros, nosotras, note those endings there. Ustedes, vosotros y vosotras, again note those endings. Ellos and ellas. As a refresher, vos is used in certain parts of Central America, such as parts of Guatemala, Honduras, Costa Rica, and then vosotros here, and vosotras is used in Spain only for the you all form, whereas ustedes is used throughout Latin America. So when we talk about our pronouns and our conjugations, that's when we put them together. We see in ser, for personal height descriptions, soy alto, no soy bajo. So soy goes with, if you scroll down here, soy goes with yo. Soy abierto, soy amable. You see soy again. La casa es verde. You see es. La casa is like saying ella. So la casa es verde. Las perras son grandes y simpáticas. So aquí las perras is like saying ellas. So here we see son, right? So as a refresher also, this is all from the verb ser. These conjugations are all from the verb ser, and you see how it's changed from yo all the way through ellos and ellas. So when we talk about ER verb conjugations, that just means that these are verbs that end with an ER right here. Comer, to eat, or beber, to drink are some examples, and we'll see some others in the ejemplos section down below. So again, we have our pronouns, singular on the left. Note the endings. Como, comes, comes for vos, come, come, come. And plural pronouns here on the right. Comemos, comen, coméis, comen, comen. By contrast, you can see there are some similarities to the AR verb conjugations. From the AR, and I'm going to put AR here in purple. So by contrast, como, and let's say hablo. That's the same. O. But for hablas, the similarity is that it ends in S. Hablas, the similarity is that it ends in S, but notice the vowel here is just different. Comes, comes, hablas, hablas. And then habla, again, it's just the vowel here at the end. Come, habla. And then here, él, habla, ella, habla. You can see again, it's just the vowel at the end. Come, habla, come, habla. For our plurals, again, AR is going to be in purple. So comemos, this changes from hablamos. Again, you see that it's the ER, so our endings are going to be, we're going to have an E, comemos. For the AR, you see the endings have an A. Aquí hablamos. For ER, comemos, AR, hablamos. Comen, aquí comen, hablan, habláis. You see again that vowel change there. Coméis, habláis. And then for ellos, hablan, ellas, hablan. Once again, you have a similarity in that it's the N on the end, but you also have comen and hablan. So comen matches with the ER verb, and hablan, matches with the AR verb. Now, here you get a twofer, you get 2 for 1 because we also have IR verbs. And again, when we talk about IR verbs, that means verbs that end in an IR. This is called the infinitive form. Let's see here. This is called the infinitive form. Infinitive. That's just an extra bonus word there. The infinitive form, and then the conjugations are what we're going to see through here. Let me just change that color quick, and then we're back. Vivo, vives, vivis, vive, 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 for our singular pronouns on the left. You'll note already that they're the same endings as the ER verbs. The one that's different here is vivis for vos. Our plural pronouns here on the right, nosotros or nosotras vivimos, viven, vivis, viven, and viven. So the ones that are changing from the ER are here for vos, nosotros, and vosotros. You'll see that everything else is the same here as the ER verbs. Let's go and take a look up here. The same here as the ER verbs. Nosotros y nosotras, that changes. Vivimos, comemos, hablamos. But then it's the same again for ustedes, ellos, and ellas. Viven, viven, viven. Claro, aquí comen, comen, comen. So when you look for this infinitive form, you'll see it's going to end in either AR, ER, or IR. All of these are the infinitive form. And so you'll be able to match those conjugations with the pronouns. That's just a fancy way of saying the person that's doing the action, that verb matches that. Maybe I should have just stuck with the infinitive and pronoun. So yo vivo, where I live, yo vivo. Here, so this has to match that, and this has to match that. So let's take a look at some examples, algunos ejemplos. Here, this first section is our ER. Yo bebo mucha agua. ¿Sí? Yo bebo mucha agua. Mi esposa y yo bebemos el café juntos cada mañana. So it's mi esposa y yo. Anytime you see this, anytime you see one person, y yo, it's always going to be nosotros. Nosotros or nosotras. In our case, my wife, femenina, y yo, masculino, so we go for the nosotros form. Mi esposa y yo bebemos el café juntos cada mañana. Let me just, there we go. Just switch this here. Again, anytime you see the y, yo, it's always going to be nosotros or nosotras. Juntos, you see we're together here. Cada mañana. Cada is every. Mi amigo corre en el parque. So mi amigo corre. You see that el form there. Mi amigo is like saying él. Él corre. Él come aquí. Él corre en el parque. Él corre en el parque. ¿Comes muchas frutas? So you see here, I'm talking to tú. But even as a question, I can still use comes, right? In Spanish, we don't have those. In Spanish, we don't have those helping question words like do or are or things like that, right? Have, like do you eat fruit? Are you eating fruit? Have you eaten fruit? We don't have these helping words. In Spanish, we go straight to the verb. So here you have the verb comes. Switch here. But we know it's a question, so we just change the inflection in our voice. Instead of saying comes muchas frutas, you eat fruit, many fruits, or you eat a lot of fruit. We have the question, comes muchas frutas, aquí el kiwi, las cerezas, la banana, la sandía, la manzana, son muchas frutas. Sí, yo como muchas frutas y vegetales. Yo como muchas frutas y vegetales. Y aquí tenemos muchos vegetales. La lechuga, el pepino, el maíz, el aguacate, el brócoli, la zanahoria. El brócoli, that's definitely a cognate. It sounds like broccoli. It sounds like a word in English there. So we have las frutas y los vegetales. ¿Qué ves en la televisión? ¿Qué ves en la televisión? You see an ES here. So can you tell who the person is for the pronoun? That's right, it's tú. ¿Qué ves en la televisión? Veo los programas reality en Netflix. A curious thing, sometimes there's a concept in one language that doesn't exist initially in another language. So that's when something called a linguistic loan happens. A linguistic loan, I'll write that here. Linguistic loan. Linguistic loans from Spanish into English include rodeo, arena, lasso. So rodeo, el rodeo. Arena, la arena. Arena is literally sand, which would be on the ground of an arena, of a big stadium there. And lasso comes from lasso. A lasso is a type of rope. If you think about cowboys in the Southwest, Mexican culture, Mexican heritage. So as American pioneers went westward, they encountered el lazo, and so this is what's called the Americanized or the anglicized spelling. So these are linguistic loans. Los programas reality, that's an American concept, an English language concept, and so we've taken that from English into Spanish. Los programas reality en Netflix. This next section we have some IR verbs, some IR verb ejemplos, unos ejemplos de los verbos IR. Yo recibo paquetes de Amazon frecuentemente. Eso sí, recibo paquetes de Amazon frecuentemente. Mis hijos escriben cuentos de fantasía. Son mis hijos, aquí un hijo, dos hijos. Mis hijos escriben. So when you have your subject, mis hijos, your verb needs to match. Escriben. So we see escriben is the form for ellos. Escriben. Mis hijos escriben cuentos, stories, cuentos de fantasía. Mi familia y yo decidimos ir de camping. Remember, again, whenever you see someone y yo, it's always going to be nosotros or nosotras. So we see that imos, decidimos, that imos form is up here for nosotros. Here you see, aquí estoy yo con mis dos hijos. Aquí nosotros vivimos en Memphis, vivimos en una casa verde y decidimos ir de camping. Mi familia y yo, there's that y yo again, vivimos en una casa verde con muchos árboles. So there's that y yo, again, mi familia y yo vivimos en una casa verde con muchos árboles. Bueno, aquí tenemos dos árboles, un árbol, dos árboles. Tenemos 4 o 5 árboles en total en nuestra casa. Pues ya, son unos ejemplos. Gracias.